Chapter 23. That night, I got a call from my editor. "Mia, thanks for faxing over your columns," Mr. Wang said. "What did you think?" I asked, grabbing my notebook. "The one about China is sweet, but it doesn't have enough drama," he said. "A good column should have tension. I love the one about your best friend Lupe quitting on you, for instance." I pursed my lips. It was weird for having someone talk about my most tender wound with such enthusiasm, but at least one good thing came out of it. I wrote "more drama" in my notebook. "Our readers would love to hear more about it," he said. What Lupe's doing now, how high school is going for her. It can't be easy skipping 2 grades. I put my pen down and told Mr. Wang we weren't exactly talking. "So, embellish a little." And with that, he offered 5 more columns for me and hung up. That weekend, I sat at my desk trying to write while my mom sat at the kitchen table preparing lesson plans. Her first substitute teaching was starting that Monday. Mom stayed at the table all Saturday, and on Sunday, when I put on my best house hunting outfit, she was still there, working in her pajamas. "Aren't we going to the open houses?" I asked. "Oh, honey." She put her cup of tea down. "I think we're going to take a little break from that." "Why?" "Because we're a long way from buying," she said simply. "I thought you said we're just looking," I reminded her. I didn't understand. It was our thing. We've been doing it every Sunday for almost a year. I gotten used to walking around the big bedrooms trying to imagine what it'd like to have a walk-in closet. "There's a difference between just looking and just wishing," Mom sighed, and I shook my head. I walked outside and headed to my usual spot by the back staircase. Mrs. T spotted me. "Hey, Mia," she said, walking over. "Shouldn't you be at the kanji shop with your parents?" "It is closed," I said. Mrs. T took in my sad, long face and sat down beside me on the stairs. "What's wrong?" When I didn't answer, she said, "One of those days, huh? One of those days, huh?" I nodded and told her what my mom said about going from just looking to just wishing, and I will never be able to buy a house. "Oh, Mia, nonsense," Mrs. T said. "You will, though I hope you still want to live here with us. I can't imagine this place without you guys." I leaned my head against her shoulder. "Me neither, but owning a house is kind of the American dream." Mrs. T chuckled. "There's a lot more to the American dream than that." "Like what?" She was quiet for a moment. "Like doing things you love, especially helping your community and being with your friends." Well, that's not happening," I murmured. I fiddled with the peeling paint on the staircase, reeling, and told her about Lupe. I was wondering what she was studying for at the desk, but wow, good for her. She's going to high school for math. "Yeah, it's great." Miss T gave me a look. As her friend, you should be proud of her. I felt a twinge of guilt. "I am, but I'm also sad for me." Mrs. T took off her glittery cat eyeglasses and looked into my eyes. "Give it time, little one. Remember that friendship is kind of like a river. There are ebbs and flows. Just because you're in an ebb doesn't mean the whole river is dried up." I smiled, making a mental note to use that in my column when I wrote about me and Lupe making up. If we ever made up, that was.